We got one going right now. What I want to talk to you guys about today is setting your offshore inline planer board up for fishing the Great Lakes for salmon and trout. One of the things I'm most surprised about when I fish tournaments in other ports and even locally is still the amount of guys that are fighting their planer board when trying to land a fish. And what I mean by that is, if you think about what a planer board is designed to do, it's designed to pull your bait out to the side, and obviously the fact that you're trolling also is pulling the board forward. So now the board is going to the side and forward, lots of pressure there creating that, which you can tell that by the fact that your rod tip is bent so far over from all the pressure that the board is creating. And now when you get a fish on and he starts pulling on the back part of the board, it has 3 different angles that it's being pulled at: side, front, and back. This makes it really difficult to keep a constant pressure on the fish when you're fighting a fish, and if the fish starts to swim towards you, it's still very easy to feel the pressure of the board trying to pull to the side or to the front and not know that the fish is now ahead of the line a little bit and can get slack line and get off. So one of the things I've been doing for quite a few years now is using a release of some sort on the front that opens up and lets the line go free, so that the back release just hangs on the line and the board lays like this. This creates minimal amounts of pressure and allows you to keep good tension on the fish while fighting it to the boat. I'm going to show you how I got this rigged up. We have our offshore planer board, okay? We have a Sam's Pro release made by Silver Horde on the front. We have an OR16 release on the back. This is made by Offshore. I use the OR16 release because it has a pin inside the jaw that helps keep the braided line in there. I'm going to demonstrate how to set this up. We got our 50-pound braided line, as you can see here. It's going out to the bait, out to the water, okay? And we're going to use this spool is going to be the rod, okay? Because you always want to take the line for the front release that goes from rod tip to the release. And if you can see here on the Sam's Pro release, we got this circular nipple part here that we're going to wrap the line around 5 or 6 times, okay? So we're going to go ahead and wrap that around there 5 or 6 times, and then we close the jaw. Simple as that, okay? If you can see where my finger is right here, there's a screw right there. That screw is a tension screw, and it's very sensitive. The more you turn it and put it in, the tighter it will be and more pressure it will take to open up the jaw. The more you turn it out, the less pressure it will take to open up the jaw. And depending on if you're using this board for 5 colors of lead core or a 450 copper, the amount of pressure behind the board is much different. So you will want to set this appropriately, but it's very easy to do. Once you have your front release set, now all you got to do is take your back release, open up the jaw, and hook the line in there like that. So that's how your board would be set up properly. Now when your board's running to the side like this, and you get a bite, it will simply open up just like that. Now the line is free to the rod tip, and will basically allow the board to just hang like that in the water, creating very little pressure and allowing you to reel it to your rod tip or just short of your rod tip. Simply undo the OR16 release, and now whatever your leader length is you have out left, 450 feet of copper or 5 colors of lead core, it's just you and the fish. I'll show that one more time so we make sure everybody sees it, how to rig it up. So again, you take the line that goes from here to the rod tip, and we're going to use the spool as the rod, okay? Take that line, you wrap it around the nipple part here 5 or 6 times. Okay, then you just close the jaw up. Perfect. Then you just hook the OR16 up back here. I like to create a little bit of slack in between the 2 releases as I can. See, there's a little slack here. It'll make the board ride a little more free and pull to the side a little better. And again, when you get a bite, okay, it'll just simply open up the jaw like that. the front part will become free. The board will just hang nicely like that. And when it gets to the boat, all you gotta do is simply open up the OR-16, take the board off, and now it's just you and the fish.